Kuala Lumpur definitely has the worst food in the world. Fight me. I'm just kidding. It obviously has the best food ever. I just want to see who wasn't patient enough and left angry comments below. That'll be fun. So, I'm going to talk about my three favorite savory foods that I had in KL. Starting with dung gung 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 gung, Tinggiri. Tinggiri is otherwise known as kingfish. Tinggiri is the Malay word, and kingfish is what we call it in English. But I never even heard of kingfish before myself, so that was a shock. Basically, the kingfish we had, or the Tinggiri, was made by Mummy, and it was amazing. So we landed in KL, and I was starving, but I said I hadn't gone to the food courts yet. I didn't know about. I was told the food culture in KL was really amazing, but I didn't really understand it yet. I didn't get that we could just go to the food court in the airport and have an amazing meal. So I thought I'm just gonna wait that really long drive to Shah Alam and have whatever home cooked food is waiting for me there. And I was in luck because Mummy made Tinggiri. I'd never even heard of kingfish before or never had anything like it. And I was completely shocked the first time I had it. Mummy's cooking is probably some of the best cooking I've ever had in my life. And Mummy's family's cooking is also really amazing. So props to them. Kudos. I am very impressed. Not that I have very high standards being Canadian because the food here is complete garbage. 99.8695% of the time. So I had this house-made Tinggiri with, I think, brown rice because Mummy knows I don't like to eat white rice. But okay. I'm in Asia, so I'm a little less picky with rice now, especially since I want to potentially spend more time in Asia and maybe even move there. I gotta open myself up a bit, right? But this homemade Tinggiri was the first meal I had setting foot in Asia, and it was probably one of the best meals of my whole life. I was shocked. Mummy said, "Oh, okay, I made you fish. I made Tinggiri, kingfish. Do you know? Oh, well, do you know what Tinggiri is? It's kingfish." And I was still like, "I don't know what that is either." But I had a first bite, and then I was kind of confused. I was like, I was eating it, and I was kind of concerned. It was amazing, but if you've never had kingfish before, the texture is, it was like eating pork. And at the time, I was not eating pork. There's no religious reason. It was just like I didn't really like pork that much. Now I like it a bit more, but I still generally don't eat it. Whatever. So I bit into it and I was so embarrassed because I had to ask, like, oh, this is not pork, right? There's no pork in this. And everyone at the table laughed. It was like, no, there's no pork. You know, has he never had Tinggiri before? No, I hadn't. And it is one of my favorite foods. I don't think you could probably get it. If I went to a fish market here in Toronto, I could probably get kingfish. But when it comes to mine, I hadn't really seen it in the past. And I live inland. It probably won't be good. So seafood is a no. We still eat it here because are you going to live your whole life not eat seafood? Definitely not. So I had Tinggiri. What am I going to try next? My second favorite food that I had in Malaysia was, of course, Malaysia's signature dish, Nasi Lemak. And it was very well manicured how I was going to have my first Nasi Lemak. I didn't have it right away. A group discussion happened with mommy and daddy and the family, and they decided that they were going to take me to Madame Kwan's for my first Nasi Lemak. They said, this is one of the best. So I think it was about, wow, a week into my vacation. And that was when I had my first Nasi Lemak. And we went to Madame Kwan's and we got Nasi Lemak. And I had it with chicken rendang, I believe. And mwah, for someone who does not really like fish, and in Canada, we don't really eat anchovies, okay? That is very strange for us here. So that was a stretch. You guys were pushing it, okay? But it was amazing. Madame Kwan's Nasi Lemak was to die for, and I loved it. Malaysia, truly Asia. You should be proud of your national dish. So Nasi Lemak was a winner. I also had several more Nasi Lemaks, but I'd say I don't even know what was better. Was Madame Kwan's better? I actually also had a Nasi Lemak at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport. I don't know which airport it was. I forget because I know there's like A or B or one or two or 1 and 3 or something like that. There's multiple terminals. I don't remember which one it was, but we were flying Air Asia from KL to Langkawi. Yeah, we're flying from KL to Langkawi, and while we're waiting for the flight, one of the small stalls in the airport sold nasi lemak, and I was kind of hesitant. I was like, it was sort of like a banana leaf triangle, and you know, the family just bought a few of them. They're like, Alexander, you're gonna love it, and I thought, really, I'm gonna love this. This has been sitting here for God knows how long in the shelves, and it's just like, I don't know. I was weirded out at first. Okay, we don't. This is not how food is presented in Canada. Okay, I've gotten over it. I crave food from Malaysia. Um, it is much better than Canada. Anyway, just don't hate me yet. Okay, you could hate me. You could hate me. I'm hateable. Go ahead. So I opened up this triangle, this banana leaf triangle of nasi lemak, which became my plate, and it was like a very messy ordeal, especially for an airport. But I think that was one of the best things I ever ate in Asia was that airport nasi lemak. What? Blew my mind. That also opened my mind to accepting that food courts and street food could also be really amazing. Whereas if you're in Canada and you go to a food court, you're pretty much getting fried garbage most of the time. I mean, us Canadians, we love our fried garbage, okay? We live on it. So, but it is nothing like what you guys are eating in your food courts, okay? So nasi lemak, mwah, a masterpiece. But there's one dish, the winner, for my favorite food in Malaysia, okay? Can you guess what it is? Oh, my favorite food in Malaysia is beef rendang. Oh my God. I had as much beef rendang as I could get my gritty little paws on. I had it almost every other day. If a restaurant sold beef rendang, I bought it. If a street vendor sold beef rendang, I bought it. And it was absolutely amazing. I had become accustomed to watching videos by, he's Canadian as well, and he travels with his wife. I don't know. It's this tall, bald guy. He travels with his wife and goes around Malaysia, Indonesia. And he was talking about beef rendang, beef rendang, beef rendang for so long. So he kind of got it in my mind because he's like, it's my favorite food. I love beef rendang. And so I wanted to try it because he spoke about it so much. And instantly I was like, yes, this is my favorite food. I think about beef rendang almost every day of my life. I have been to several restaurants in Toronto that sell beef rendang. Okay, I even went to a Malaysian restaurant, which this is not insulting Malaysia, but there were no Malaysians working in this restaurant, let me tell you. And everything they served was confusing. The nasi lemak was not nasi lemak, it was just a pile of rice with an egg. And basically, what I'm getting at is you can't get good beef rendang outside of Malaysia or Asia. And beef rendang, I've missed you so very much.